Hi, my name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network and a veteran of the First Gulf War. And those of you keeping track with the calendar, that was over 2 decades ago. Bear with me as I recite an excerpt of a speech. Since the days of FDR, our country has borne a special burden in global affairs. We've spilled American blood in many countries on many continents. We've spent our revenue to help rebuild from the rubble and develop economies. We've joined with others to develop an architecture of institutions, from UN to NATO to the World Bank. All this to provide for common security and prosperity of human beings. Where was this excerpt from? Well, it was from Barack Obama in 2009. What was the topic and the reason for the speech? Delivering his notion that we would be out of Afghanistan by July of 2011, well over a year ago. What is the point for bringing up this speech from 2009 today? Well, yesterday, 5 coalition troops were killed by what is called a green on blue attack inside of Afghanistan. Well, after a year when we were supposed to be out of there, we have 5 coalition troops, 5 Australian soldiers, who were killed by the people they were training to take over security in Afghanistan. Now, this isn't an isolated incident. Now, if you listen to the mainstream media, you might think it is because you don't hear about it. But in fact, it's the 35th such attack inside this year alone. So those folks who thought Barack Obama was going to come in here and stop the illegal wars, the only thing that stopped was the coverage of war protesters by the mainstream media once Obama went into the office. The wars continued. The rendition continues. Gitmo continues. Everything that was happening under George W. Bush continues under Obama and has expanded. And if you think for a second that we're going to get Mitt Romney in there and suddenly turn into a constitutional republic where Congress will decide where we go to war and whom we go to war with, you can forget about that. In fact, Romney's top one of his top political advisors today came out talking about how Russia is at the forefront of geopolitical foes. Now, this advisor gave some reasons for it, and they are the following: that Russia is crowding out civil society. They are trampling human rights, and you know what? They're opposed to us in a number of interests. Well, we'll hit that last one first. Russia is opposed to NATO providing no-fly zones inside of Libya, where we go in and butcher Muammar Gaddafi and put it on YouTube, and then have Hillary Clinton come out, our Secretary of State, come out and talking about how we came, we saw, he died. And yes, they're opposed to us fanning the flames of war with Iran and also providing a no-fly zone or military action against Syria. But there's other reasons. They're crowding out civil society. They are trampling human rights. Let me read a few things to you here. Drones to make civil arrests. TSA Viper teams spreading out of the airports, going into bus terminals, train station, bridges, you name it. Indefinite detention, belligerent actors, National Defense Authorization Act 2012, see something, say something, free speech zones. Where are all these things happening? It's not happening in the former Soviet Union or former Eastern Germany. It's happening right here in the United States. Well, we have these politicians down in Florida right now talking about this is the best country on the planet because of all of our freedom. Forget about that. We are spreading war around this planet, and we're being placated to with propaganda. In fact, we're being told almost on a daily basis that the trillions of dollars we went into debt and all this buildup of the security industrial complex is to protect us from what? Terror-loving terrorists. Well, let me tell you something. You, as an American citizen, have a 1 in 20 million chance of being killed by a terrorist. To put that into perspective, 1 in 19,000 of you is going to die in a car wreck. You have a 1 in 5.5 million chance of being hit by lightning. And in fact, 1 out of 300 of you listening to me right now will be involved in a foreclosure in this country. You have more chance of those things happening than you do being attacked and killed by a terrorist. It's propaganda, plain and simple. There is no two-party system. It's one party serving one master. And that master isn't we the people. It is they, the special corporate interest. Stories and information attached. That's all I got.